install it. Missed you too, Micah. Claude might come over. He's crawling around over there. Hey, everybody. Hey, Penny. Oh, since most of you guys who are here are diary detectives, if you haven't RSVP'd for tomorrow, let me know if you can come on the Discord. It seems like a lot of people have answered so far, so. Hey, Nikki. Yeah, so I have a slightly different setup than before. Right now I'm using Google Docs for like typing out the diary, which I used Word before, and I just liked it better because it wasn't also in a browser. Like there's a lot going on in browsers right now, but I don't have Word downloaded on this computer yet, so I'm going to try this. Hopefully it won't slow us down. Happy New Year to you too, Rachel. Yeah, I just realized I wasn't here last week, so I haven't seen you guys since the holidays. We got some snow here yesterday. Or, no. When was the snow? This weekend it was snowing. Yesterday, it was really windy and rainy and it was awful, but we only got like 1.5 inches of snow on the weekend, but my parents got like 1 foot. You had none? Oh, well, we didn't have it on Christmas. Christmas was pretty, it felt like spring. It was kind of like, it was rainy and foggy, just humid. It didn't feel like Christmas, but... And New Year's was the same way. It was actually the first snow we got the other day. Thank you, I am feeling better. It actually, I didn't end up getting sick. I thought it didn't look good. And then I feel better now, so thank you. You know when you just feel like, uh-oh, this isn't gonna be good. I like barely made it through work that day and I was like, you know, I gotta rest, so. But I'm feeling much better now. I feel like after the break, everything's just coming for us. Like, everybody... First of all, everybody was sick when we left and went on break. Like, all the kids were coughing, and it was gross. But then when everyone got back, it was like they had just gone and spent time with their family. Everyone had, like, big gatherings, and they all came back sick, too, so... I escaped it narrowly. Claude, what are you looking at? Looks like he's about to jump. Okay, yeah, it's the Waterloo Diary. So we are going to pick up where we left off, which I think was August. Last week would have been August, but I was not here. When did you go back after Christmas? We went back on the 2nd of January. Right after New Year's. Oh, that's nice. So you had a long break, Rachel. I felt like the break went by too quick for me, but it always feels like that. Just when you start to relax, especially with Christmas was during the week, so it just didn't feel like, oh my god, you already transcribed for 6 hours today. You sound like me. The 22nd, yeah. Okay, cool. What was the 22nd? Was that the Friday? Because that was, I had from the Friday to the day after New Year's Day. Anyways, I'll get started. Alright, so, it's a little bit different. I'm going to be looking all over the place, but I think I'm pretty set up. So, right. And then, of course, like, the font size, everything I had to start over, so let me know if it's, if you want anything to change, everybody. Can you see my little banner, too, thanking my Patreon people? Oh, yeah, okay, you just saw it, Nikki. I'm glad. I thought that would be a cute little thing to add. I've been, like, fooling around a little bit with, TikTok Studio. I would like to eventually, like, I've been saying this for a while, but I want to do dual streaming or move to, YouTube or something eventually. It's just like a lot at once. But now I have all the tools, so I really don't have any excuses not to. But I thought that would be a good way to thank you guys, so. Okay. Thursday, August 1st, 1895. Can zoom in. When I took these pictures, for some reason I could not get the lighting right on this batch, so I'm trying. Fair and warm. Hi, Claude. He's on my desk. Went down to Allie's. He's probably gonna go in front of the camera. Say hello. Here's his tail. Boop, boop. This is not a good place for you. I can't see. Here he is. Want to sit? Okay, went down to... No, he doesn't want to sit. To alleys and up. Why don't you go down there? Oh, thanks, Jill, for the follow. Oh, yes, actually, Nikki, before I start, I should tell this story. I did send the Weatherman Diaries today. I've been like... It took a while to photograph all of the pages. I wanted to make sure I had like really good pictures of every single one. But then I was like dragging because I couldn't make it to the post office after work, and I've been kind of like sad about sending them, but I sent them today. They're on their way, and Jim is very excited to see them, so thanks for reminding me. I did that on my way home from work. Yeah, this one's written with pencil. I think all of the entries in this diary are written with pencil. Most of the time my pictures just pick it up a little bit better, but I think maybe the light was shining on it too much. I couldn't figure it out without getting a shadow, so. Okay, went down to alleys and up to Longacres and rode around 6 miles. Went down to Mr. Moore's. Definitely learning her handwriting. Yeah, I'm excited, Rachel, too. It's bittersweet to say goodbye to them, but it's also nice. It feels nice to send them to him and also to kind of like make room here for the next project, you know? But of course, I told him if he finds that picture of Edna, he has to call me. And like we text and stuff, so. The possibility of getting a picture of Edna Sr. is not over. Yeah, you can, Nikki, and I can forward it to him. I'll email it to him if you want. I sent the actual package out already, but I have his email and his text, so I can send it. All right, went down to Mr. Moore's, came out to Grandpa's, 6 miles. Went down to Uncle Dan's a while. Received a letter from Kate. Went to the country at LP. I think she's talking about LaPorte, right, when she says LP? No problem, Nikki. He'll be happy to hear from you. Okay. I'm going to make some more room on this document. Sorry, I'm getting things all set up. I feel like I can make it bigger. I don't know, but then I'll lose the bottom. I'm trying to figure out the setup because it's different than Microsoft Word, so I'm just going to leave it like this for now. Went home with Papa, 12 miles. Fair and warm. Went downtown, went for a walk, and called on Mrs. Shoemaker. This is funny because I recognize the name Shoemaker from a couple of the old maps that we were looking at. Sorry, did I, yes, thank you. I think it says cemetery too. And you know what's funny? When I first was like skimming, because when I read this, I'm like skimming ahead while I'm typing. I read cemetery, and then when I actually went through, I thought it said country. I think it's cemetery. That makes more sense too. Open your Discord to take notes too. Yes, you're right. I still need to get a big, I want to get like one big monitor. Right now I have 2, which is nice. And it's nice that it's all like in front of me and it's not, before I had my, yeah, I will put it in Friday. Before I had my laptop and a monitor and it was like a little bit disjointed, but now it's starting to get a little smoother. But I feel like every time I change the setup, I get a little bit frazzled. I just have to get used to it. Okay. And I'm trying to, the Discord, I can't open it fully, but I could put this here. Hold on. And you know what? I'm going to pop out the chat. This will be easier. Here. Okay. So I'm going to put my chat on the actual page where I'm looking, so I'm looking more at you guys. Okay. So, now I'll go to the next page. What's up to something? Okay, this is the same. I must have taken the same picture twice. Here we go. Yeah, okay. It is a little bit. See how it's all blown out here? I couldn't get it to be well lit but not have shadows either. Like it was just one or the other. And if there were shadows, they'd be impossible to read. Yeah, the other thing, there we go. Okay. Fair and warm. Went downtown and up to Mary's. Went over to see Mrs. Wallace. Came out, I think it says came, it's hard to see. It's all too bright. Came out to Grandpa's 12 miles. And I just know that says 12 miles because I remember it's always 12 miles for her to Grandpa's house. And thanks for the follows, guys. You're seeing me struggle through a new live setup. Just when I got used to the other one. Yeah, definitely getting used to her writing and her patterns. It's cool. It feels good when that happens. Sunday, August 4th. Fair and warm. Whoa. Went to the SS convention. Took our dinner and stayed all day. She spells stayed like that a lot. 8 miles. Went through the EC Cemetery. That must be Eagle Center Cemetery. I wonder why she's going to cemeteries a lot right now. Oh, good. Keza, I'm glad you're invested in this. That makes me happy. Yeah, I wonder why she's visiting cemeteries. I'd expect it around, like, around Memorial Day. The Weatherman Diaries that we were reading, they would always go visit all the different cemeteries around, but what would be happening in August? Fair and warm. Yeah, maybe birthdays. Wonder if that's a mistake stayed or if it's actually spelled like that then. Someone, I forget who, but there was a few readings ago. Someone had said that someone they knew said it like that too. Or someone, it was one of the diary detectives actually. You guys were reading a diary and she spelled it like that too. Was it Lillian? It might have been. Spelled it S-T-A-I-D. You've seen that spelling. Okay, that was you, Emily. I've seen it in another diary. Yeah. So it must have just been like back in the day. I don't know. What is bro reading? I'm reading a diary of a 17-year-old girl from 1895. Washed in morning. Went after the mail. And down to Uncle Daniel's. It makes sense to spell it like stayed. Cool, bro. Yeah, it does sound like that more phonetically. I'm sure lots of words changed over time. I feel like, I wonder, does anyone remember in the other diaries if Edna spelled it like that too? There was a word that she repeatedly spelled wrong. I can't remember what it is though. Fair and warm. Went down after the mail. Ironed. Went to the LP and back. The Laporte. I'm surprised she's saying the LP, but I think it was maybe she didn't really use punctuation. Yeah, I think that's what it was too. Yeah. It just takes some getting used to. It's like when someone, you know, when people talk, they have certain things they say a lot or ways they say things. Like she would always say, nothing unusual today. It's just, I like it because you kind of get the personality of the people who are writing through the pages. Fair and warm. I really like her F here. That's very pretty. Took Hester to peddle her books. And something went to Will's. She? No. Oh, we. It's we. I was getting confused with the P that was going down. Yeah, I saw, that's what I saw too. Jasmine, I was like thinking that was an F or something, but, or an H, but it's actually just the part of the P, so it's we. Thank you guys. And we, okay, and then, I thought maybe it was and then too, but it's and we went to Will's. We went 22 miles. It's so interesting, like we were just talking about how people say, what, please girl, because I can't type. It's interesting how she always puts the mileage in parentheses even when it's part of the sentence. Oh. Because it says I've, not we. No, I don't think so. I don't think it does. I know that it looks like I-V-E. I could see that too, but just knowing how she writes, that's definitely a W. And she was talking about being with Hester, so. Roughly how long does it take you to finish rewriting the diaries? Well, I do about a month every live stream, so like 12 weeks-ish, but it's not because, like, it would take me less time if I was just doing it on my own, but I only do it on here weekly. Do we ever figure out if she walks and that's why she puts the mileage? Sometimes she tells us that she walks, and other times she'll talk about being on horseback, so I don't think she's walking all the time. She even mentions the mileage when she's on horseback, so I don't really know what her main mode of transportation is. She doesn't really mention it. But when she walks, she does say, like, we walked. And then the question about, are we still working on the diary of the lady in Waterloo? That's this diary. This is hers. Oh, you know what? I forgot to make you guys, my diary detectives, I forgot to make you guys moderators today, but I should do that next time. Oh, that's where you're from and you just popped on here? That's cool. Yeah, this is Waterloo, Iowa. That's bizarre. If you don't find an interested descendant, I have some ideas where the diary can go. Oh, you can definitely let me know because I'm slightly worried about this one because Georgiana, who wrote this diary, it doesn't seem like she had any children with Ralph, who is the man she'll eventually marry. Thank you. I can't see your username, but thanks for typing this out, this entry. Yeah, that is so cool. It seems like, Taylor, you're one of the few people who just popped on here, and you're all from the same places. Okay, so what was I just saying? I totally lost track of what I was just saying. You can make the mods now. Oh, God. I don't have to wait till the end. Well, that's gonna take me a minute. I don't know where to do that. I see co-host. I don't know if you you live in the Waterloo area too? Cool. The last set of diaries that we read were from Fairfax, Iowa, which is a lot smaller of a town, but it's near Cedar Rapids. And that writer was born around the same time that, oh, okay, thanks, Nicole. That writer was born around the same time that Todd, who wrote the other diary, was. Oh, cool. Okay, hold on. Rachel, I'm adding you as a moderator because you were one of the people who told me. Okay, awesome. Thank you. I found, this diary was actually donated to us because the other ones, the Weatherman diaries, which we just finished up, I got those on eBay. and we went through the whole process of like reading, researching, finding descendants, and in that process, an article was written about us in the Cedar Rapids Gazette, and then someone who read the article reached out to me and offered these diaries to me. So that's how we got these. They were donated. Iowans assemble. I love it. Okay, so if any other diary detectives want to be moderators, just let me know and I'll try to grab you in the comments. Okay. Erin, you want me to make you want to think you were one of the people, but you can always turn it down if you don't want to be. But the chat is moving kind of fast because it's popping. Awesome. I think I got you. You're not in Iowa anymore, but you will be in your heart for life. That's sweet. Yeah, I'm from Massachusetts. I don't know anything about that part of the country, so it's been really cool to read the diaries and like learn about those places. Like I could probably, if someone plopped me in Fairfax, Iowa right now, I could probably find my way around. It was just weird, but like I never would have heard of that town, you know, otherwise. I feel like I'm getting you now, Nikki. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Okay, because last time we had a lot of people in here, it was a lot. Okay, thanks for the follows, guys, though. I'm sorry I'm a little bit, I don't think I can. Well, so what I've been doing is, I can't read your username, but you said make me one, please. I have Patreon subscribers, and they're like in my Diary Detectives group, so that's who I'm making moderators. You want to move 10 inches of snow, and more coming. Oh, man. I thought this was a video game. That would be a cool video game. It's like a live video game. I have Eli, I do TikTok Studio because I actually just got a new computer. My boyfriend built me a computer and it can handle more. Like I can probably do dual streaming and everything, and I plan to do that, but I don't have that set up yet. Yes, we did say we were going to create Fairfax in Minecraft. That's true. We should still do that. I have so many things that I want to do and I don't have time for it. But basically I don't know what specifics you want about the streaming setup, but I'm on TikTok Studio now, but I'd like to get away from it. It seems like TikTok Studio or TikTok itself doesn't like you to dual stream from other platforms. Like what's the other one? I don't know, is it OES or OBS? I don't remember, but I have that downloaded, like ready to go for when I get this more set up. But yeah, I'm all ears for any suggestions because I'm very new to this. And I'd like to make it a little more like easy. Rained all morning, windy and warm. Came home in the afternoon, 12 miles. Oh, and then in parentheses, went after the mail. Hopefully you guys can't hear the fan in the computer. Can you guys hear it? Oh my god, what are they doing? Oh, that's Ian. I thought it was the cats. That would have been like, what the heck are they up to? Okay, hold on. I don't know if you guys are talking to me. Someone had tagged me, but I don't see what you tagged me in. Are you gonna Twitch? I don't know. I thought about it, but I'm thinking that the people who watch my stream might not be Twitchers. Oh, you can hear it? I wonder if I turn this up or down, but it's okay. All right, a little. Maybe you can tell me if that's better or worse. I just moved it a little bit, so it might not make a difference. You're so amazing for archiving this. Thank you. Okay, it's moving too fast for me. Might help to play low music to distract from the fan, but it's not too bad. Okay. I'm also going to eventually replace the fan. I just got a, we wanted to put it together. Ian got me some pieces for the computer for Christmas, but we needed like a couple extra things. We needed fans and everything, so I just got like the cheapo ones. They light up nice, but they make a lot of noise, so. Oh, I am just using, this is just Google Docs right now. And then I have taken pictures of the diary because it's super small. Should have it somewhere. Oh, I have it in here. Sorry. This is the size of the diary, so it's like really teeny, and it's easier if I take pictures. Okay, currently reading a book set in the 1860s, so this is cool. That's awesome. All right. Kristen's got the transcription. It's not all weather. Funny you say that though, because the last diaries that we read, we nicknamed them the Weatherman Diaries because the guy talked about the weather every single day. I think it's just something that in old diaries people liked to mention that. I don't know. It's just like a record of their life. But weather was really important. And actually this part of the diary that says WEA and THER, that's actually meant for recording what the weather was and what the temperature was. But she tended to write more, like wrote it out more. Other people would like just fill it out, just the numbers and, you know. Yeah, I'm an art teacher. I don't do this for a living. Okay. Rained early in the morning. And actually, on the weather topic again, her future husband, so right now she's like 17 years old. Actually, I think did she just turn 17 or 18? I forget. Thank you, Jerry 7. I think she just turned 17. In 1903, so a few years, thank you, Emily, that's what I thought. In 1903, she'll marry a man named Ralph Slippy. His last name is Slippy. And he is actually a weather observer and recorder. So he's an actual weatherman. And then he'll be a mayor after that. Rained early in the morning. Then fair and warm. Went downtown. Oh, did I just see Amana? Eli, are you from Amana? Because that town was mentioned a lot in the Weatherman Diaries. That is funny. I reached out to my community to offer to help build family trees. That's awesome, Erin. You're good at that. Yeah, they are real. The diaries are real. Oh yeah, spoiler alert. The best spoiler though is the fact that we have 2 diaries from 1903 that are written by Georgiana, who's writing this one, and Ralph, her husband. So like the year they get married, we have both of their diaries. So it'll be really cool. I haven't read them yet, so it's not really a spoiler alert. It's just like something to look forward to. These were donated to us, these diaries, for this project. Okay, went downtown twice. So she's talking about downtown Waterloo. Went to Mary's, wrote a letter to Mrs. Hursman. And since we have a lot of new people popping in, I'll show you kind of all of the pictures we've collected of these people. This is her future husband. We don't have any pictures of her yet. Yeah, I know. It is a little weird reading someone else's diary, but it was a long time ago. And the goal is to get them back to descendants after, so I think it's okay. I think she'd be all right with it. So these are some old maps of Waterloo and some old pictures. I'll zoom in a little bit. I just think it's really cool to see pictures of the places that we're talking about. I'm not sure where you would find them in Europe. I have looked on eBay before. I've gotten them from a few places though, not always eBay, but the first diary that started this whole hobby I got at an estate sale. It was just like a stroke of luck. And then the Weatherman Diaries, the ones we just finished, I got on eBay. And then these were donated to us because someone read about the other ones. Hi.
Hi.
Ian's here. You have an old letter from the early 1900s. That's cool. Upstate New York? No, but someone in the Patreon group. Is it Erin? Erin. Upstate New York. Why does that ring a bell? Lillian, right? Is from upstate New York? How do you search for them on eBay? I type in handwritten diary. Yeah, Erin. Awesome. You should share a little bit about that. Ian, your grandma says hi.
Hi, Grandma.
He says hi. Yeah, Lillian is New York. That's really cool. Look at all these connections. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm saying it right, if it's Ellie or Eli, but you're from Iowa and you're in upstate Western New York right now. So that is cool. It's so cool that it lived in a different time, but they were just like us. Yeah, I think that's the coolest part about it. Yeah, that is really cool. Eli, I think you were meant to join this stream. Okay, fair and warm. Are you leaving, Ian?
What?
Are you leaving?
No.
I thought you were going to...
No, I don't have time.
Oh. Went to Grandpa's, 12 miles. Went to SS and back. Jessica Bean, this is my kind of content. Thank you. It's a very niche kind of content, but a lot of people say that. I think it's refreshing. Went down to Uncle Daniel's. It's funny that she's calling him Uncle Daniel now, where she always called him Uncle Dan before. But we have a picture of him, so I'll show. Here he is. This is Uncle Dan. He looks real serious. And that's his wife, Aunt Adeline. I've been saying I was going to read my book like 10 passages ago. Well, I come on every week, so if you have something else that you need to do. And I also try to post the live replays on YouTube. This is Uncle Dan's farm. There he is. Uncle Dan is the man, yeah. So all of this information, too, this is on my website. It's just like a Google Doc that I paste all the stuff we find into. When she was talking about Hester earlier, I think that this is the Hester she's talking about. Okay. Yeah, I don't have the whole family, unfortunately. I wish I did. I want a picture of Georgia really bad. I have her, so her name is Georgiana, but she goes by Georgia. I have her dad. I don't have a picture of her mom yet. This picture's like really creepy, but these are her grandparents, one side. Yeah, you caught that? I'll show you April showers, what that's about in a second. This is empty space for her other grandparents, which we haven't found yet, but hold on, where was that? I can't just let that go. Yeah, so Daniel Berry, who is her Uncle Dan, this article in the newspaper is about him, like someone, I'm gonna paraphrase, I don't know if it's exactly correct because I read it a while ago, but basically someone was like stealing his chickens or stealing things from his farm, including his chickens, and when he went out there to like catch the thief, there was just a set of false teeth like in his yard. So they like, it's actually kind of funny. The article like jokes, it's kind of funny. I don't know if this is where it's funny, but I'll just read it. Mrs. Berry says that the mouth of the owner must have been crooked as was his way of securing the popular delicacy of his table. But the party who left the teeth will have to make the chickens into soup or chicken pot pie, for he will certainly have trouble with his mastication. This is funny. Like back then. What year was that from? 1902. No, this is just like a hobby. It started a while ago when I had just kind of like happened upon a diary from an estate sale, and then I started to research that, and I'm just like into old stuff, and I'm also, I like to just, I don't know, like I like to record things. Yeah, all of my hobbies have to do with like collecting, recording, organizing, which is kind of weird, I guess, but so that's why I started to do the one from the estate sale, and then after that I just got more into it and expanded. And we don't have pictures of Georgiana just because we haven't found any yet. She's been harder to track down. Ralph, her future husband, has been a little bit easier to track down because he ends up being a mayor, so he's like in the newspaper a lot and stuff. Took a walk and took a little walk. Oh, a nap, sorry. Took a nap, that makes more sense. When it says miles, is she walking? We're not sure. Sometimes yes, because sometimes she says like I walked. Like here she's saying took a walk. Which makes me think that you feel like you always miss my lives. Well, you're here now. I haven't been on for too long. I lost my train of thought. There's a lot of comments coming in. So the reason why I think she's not always walking is because she'll say like 12 miles, but then down here she says took a walk. So I think she would have said it, or she would have not mentioned taking a walk later. I don't know. Ooh, Jack Jacks wants to know, how do we become diary detectives? It's a Patreon subscription. So I have a Patreon page. It supports like, you know, getting new diaries, creating content, things like that. And then if you're a diary detective, you also get to be in a secret Discord group where we have all different projects going on and a chat going on, which I haven't checked the chat in a while, but I don't think anyone's been sending stuff. So like as I'm reading through the diaries here, if we mention a person who we can look up, the diary detectives are usually on it, and then they'll send me links and I'll open them. So I'll let you know. Yeah, the link is in my bio. The Discord link that's in my bio, like to actually, so I have 2 Discords. I have one that's just like a free Discord where I send out reminders when I'm going live. That one, it's gonna tell you that the link expired, but you have to join through like Instagram or something. TikTok's just really weird and it won't let you join. But the Patreon Discord, the one that's like, you really dive deep and you have like lots of rooms to look at, that is the Patreon one. So if you sign up for the Patreon, it will tell you how to do that. And I'll help you if you can't figure it out too, because it's a lot. But if you try to join the free Discord, it's like not gonna work from here. You have to do it from my website or something. I don't know why it doesn't let people in. Took a walk and took a nap, I said it again, and took a little walk. Sang in the evening. I know she played the piano, so I wonder if she sang for like a performance, you know. Fair and warm. Nah. Went to Uncle Dan's and to the store. Went home, 12 miles. Went down. No, it's not $63 a month. That's how much like added up goes towards like the Patreon. So it's $5 a month. Went down to Uncle Dan's as Cora was very sick. We have talked about Cora before in this diary and stayed all night. Browser, the link should work. You hit the 3 dots, open Discord. And, oh, if you hit the 3 dots on the top TikTok when you open the invite to Discord. Oh, okay. If you open in the browser, it'll work. Okay, thank you. Nicole, you're really good with your tech tips today. Yeah, I know. It is, stayed is spelled differently, but that's how she writes it, so that's how I'm writing it. Sorry if that's frustrating. It can be frustrating. Did she always walk these miles or talk about transportation? I don't know, because sometimes she'll say, I walked, and the fact that she's specifying makes me think that she doesn't always walk. And other times she'll say she was on horseback, so I don't think she's always on horseback either. So I really don't know. Sometimes she'll take the train. You figured out ways to get around TikTok's pet peeves. Yeah, they've got a lot of them. I've got my own pet peeves with TikTok too. I noticed Wednesday seems to be spelled differently. Wednesday. Not here. Did I spell it differently maybe? Or back then, you mean? Did she write with a pencil? Yeah, it's a pencil. There was a short train that went between Waterloo and other nearby towns. I didn't know that. That's cool. Did she ever say what she likes to eat? She hasn't mentioned that. Stayed is just an older spelling. That's the hunch we were getting, because other diaries that the Patreon subscribers have been going through also use that spelling, so it makes sense. And she is 17 when she's writing this. Unstable internet. Let me know if I freeze up. Okay, was down to Uncle Dan's nearly all day and stayed there all night. I love when they mention what they eat. I know, it is cool. In the 1917 diary that I've mentioned it before because it like started this whole hobby of mine. It's like the one that I became obsessed with. She talks a little bit sometimes about what she eats. She talked about her dad bringing home like lobster one night, which was cool. And they made jelly. They spent a lot of time making jelly. Oh, yep, Emily. Ice cream and kolaches. Or ice cream and meat. In the last diary, they talked about food a lot. And those, I don't know which one you're talking about. These diaries that we're reading now, they were donated to us because we were reading a different set of diaries. I never know how to like say this without being confusing. Those diaries that we just finished, the Weatherman diaries, they were from the 1940s. I got those on eBay. These were donated to us because of that project. Someone had seen what we were doing and had a bunch of diaries that they weren't going to do anything with. Her name is Georgiana Newton right now. And when she's married, it will be Georgiana Slippy. Yeah, it's a hobby. How do you know it's August? Just because, well, they say August on the top of each page, and for some reason they don't say it for every entry, but we're just on August, so I just know. Okay. Wednesday, August 14th, fair and warm. Came up to Grandpa's and then went to Waterloo. 12 miles. That says Mama, I think. Mama went in the country and stayed. Yeah, Waterloo, Iowa. And stayed and kept home. House. That's your hometown. Okay, Annie, this is weird because you're, I think, the... Oh, I stayed, thank you. You're like the 5th person to come in right now that said, and now we have 6 people who just said that they live right near there. It does say I stayed, thanks, I fixed it. That is weird. I think this is the first time, like every once in a while people will say, oh, I'm from near there, I know of that place, but I think this is the first time I've had so many people say that they're from that town. I wonder if TikTok is picking up on me saying Waterloo a million times and like pumping it out to people near there. I love reading diaries from this time period. It makes me wish I knew where to find some. Well, eBay has a lot. They're often very overpriced, but yeah, we did. We've had lately, I think maybe too because Waterloo is a bigger city than Fairfax was, and when we were reading through Fairfax, it was like less people knew about it because it was such a tiny town. Oh, went in the country, yeah. And stayed, and I stayed and kept house. Went up to Mary's and heard the band play. Received a letter from Allie. Rained in the PM. That's cool. You have your great-great-grandfather's journal from 1850. That's awesome. Okay. Rachel is sending. Oh, cool. Okay. So in the Diary Detective group, Rachel just sent this. Staid is an adjective that meant settled, unadventurous, sedate, steady of character. Staid is usually employed to signify someone stodgy or dull. The adverb form is staidly. Staidness. Okay. Let's see what the other one is. Staid is an adjective that means always fixed in the same location, stationary. It is also an obsolete spelling of stayed. Perfect, thank you. That's exactly what we needed to see. Obsolete. Okay. Obsolete, I guess, in the way that she's using it. Okay, I can't keep up with the comments. You grew up in Fairfax? That's awesome. This is a woman who grew up, well, she didn't grow up in Waterloo. She moved there right before this diary was written, but she's in Waterloo, Iowa now. But the last diaries that we read were Fairfax, Iowa, and I wonder, because Fairfax is so small, you might even recognize some of the last names from the diary. It was written by the Delaney family, Edna and Todd Delaney. And then they had like their neighbors that they talked about a lot. Let me like think. Dvorak. I know there's a lot of Dvoraks because I've done a lot of research. Patiently waiting for you to get to September 25th to see what they were up to before your son was born. That's cool. No, I'm not really worried about that. hopefully I don't have to worry about that. This is something that was donated to, like, our project. It's not my family, but yes, and it has encouraged me to keep a diary myself. Okay, sorry. Oh yeah, are you waiting? Sorry, September. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking. September will be the next live, so that'll be next Wednesday. I think. I gotta check, actually, because I have a class starting on Wednesdays, and I don't know if next week is gonna be a Wednesday. Yeah, so next week will be the last Wednesday live, and then after that, it's gonna have to be either Tuesday or Thursday. So maybe if you guys want to chime in and let me know which one works better, but it's gonna have to be Tuesday or Thursday. Wonder if she was from the same Newton family that ran the big jewelry store downtown. Possibly. Hello from Arizona. Hi from Massachusetts. Okay, fair and warm. Thursday? Okay. I kind of prefer Thursday too, I think. Yeah, if you make it next week, I'll definitely read that entry. Okay. Tuesdays? Okay, so I'll have to see what works. I think the diary detectives will have the biggest say. Worked around, and I still have a couple weeks to figure it out, so. All day is sweeping, dusting, etc. Went downtown and up to Mary's. I still want to figure out who Mary is because we haven't really gotten many clues other than that she goes to her house all the time. Wait, what about Allie? You were scrolling, saw my name, and now you're here. Hello, Allie. This woman from 1895 got a letter from Allie. And Karen, I can read the handwriting so well just because I've had a lot of practice. Like, at first it was harder. Her handwriting is relatively easy to read compared to other ones. But, yeah. There was a Mary that was her next door neighbor. Oh, okay, from the census? I didn't realize that. That would make sense then. Cora at 6:30 this a.m. I don't know what she's saying there. Randomly came on the live and the 15th is your birthday. Happy diary birthday. I know, I'm wondering why she's living separately from Mama too, because she also, remember a while ago, a couple of times she said that she wrote a letter to Mama. And it's like, it's her mom, so I don't know why they're not living together. Maybe she's with the grandparents for some reason. I don't know. She mentioned how many siblings she has. I think she's an only child. Cora is her cousin or something. Second cousin? I don't know. Oh, okay. No. Cora at 6:30 this a.m. I don't know if that's like the end of the sentence or if she's saying that Cora received a letter from Mama. Oh. This makes it more confusing. Telling us. Took Cora what at 6:30 this a.m.? Received a letter from Mama telling us. Took Mary and went to Jane's, Maddie's, and up to Aunt Hester's. I'm gonna check on that if Cora passed away. I don't think that she did, but I could have missed that. So hold on, let me go to Slippy. Yeah, they definitely did report deaths like that in the newspaper, which I can check, but I know that there's a Cora in her family tree, so I thought maybe it would be easier to go there. So Georgia, I'm gonna do view her family tree. You can all thank Erin for this awesome family tree. Oh no, it's temporarily unavailable. That's great. There we go. She's somewhere up here. I think I can actually search Cora. Oh, wow. Cora A. Berry, 1895. She totally did die. And that's Daniel Berry's daughter. Oh my god. Vintage tea, I know. I didn't realize Whenever I add people or I'm looking around in the family tree, I usually like will notice if it's 1895. I go, oh crap, like I gotta look this up, because one of her uncles. Oh no. He also just died. So Daniel Barry lost a son and a daughter like a month. That's awful. I wonder what he died from. William Barry, like last month in the diary, was committed to a mental institution and then died like 2 days later. But I don't know why. Like, there's no information about why he was committed or anything. Maybe they were both really sick. And maybe he went there not as like I don't know. I wonder if we can see her her death certificate. Yeah, maybe. That's hers. Oh god, this is gonna be hard to read. Sometimes it will highlight it for us. Is this her? Yeah, Deisher. 35. Married. Why doesn't it say? Oh, that's not a person. I was getting confused. I thought that was that's the place that she was born. Endocarditis. What's endocarditis? What is that? Sounds familiar, but TB, yeah, it could be. Inflammation around the heart. Ooh, I wonder, does it say like from what? What is this? Column. Complication, duration of disease. Where did it go? Oh god, I gotta find it. Hold on. Here. Edema. 6 months. Okay, now I'm gonna look. Maybe a newspaper will give us more information. Okay, we're gonna look up. Damn, that's sad. 18. Is edema is swelling? Yeah, okay. I knew edema, like I know what pitting edema is, which is gross. Like when you're pressed down, it stays. So that makes sense. Like it's edema that stays. Ugh. Okay, so August 1895 in Iowa. We'll just say. Oh, that is so sad. Okay, let's try. Did I spell it wrong? I could have. Deisher. That's correct. Oops. So this is actually the brother, Will Barry. Cora is your sister's name? It's a beautiful little name. I like it. True, the newspaper could have spelled it wrong. So maybe instead we'll look at, I can narrow down the dates more. I just thought it would be easy to find her, but we're on the 15th and she said that it happened that morning. So I guess we'll do August. Every time I'm on here I say it, but I hate newspapers.com the way they do this. August. We'll start at the 15th and then we'll go to range. We'll go to like the 21st. And then maybe I'll narrow it down. We'll try to narrow it down to LaPorte. Or Black Hawk County. That's LaPorte, right? Oh. No, that's not it. Nothing. Well, Cora. It's possible. Is her name... Oh, here. Here it is. Miss Cora Deisher, wife of Charles Deisher, died at home near Louise. She had been in poor health since last February, but her condition was not regarded as critical. She was taken suddenly worse last Saturday and died on Thursday morning. Her death was caused by heart trouble. Oh, that is awful. Man, I didn't realize. Poor Uncle Dan. Do we have a picture of Cora? I don't think so, not yet. Man, that's... Now, what about Will? Because now I'm really curious. Like, were they sick with something else? Like, did something else happen that caused heart issues? Because that seems like they both died so young. I have his articles about him somewhere in here. Here. He was taken to the Independence Hospital for the insane. But I thought he died of something else, like... Until disease of mind and body compelled his retirement. Mystery. This isn't my family. Yeah, Emily, he died in the Independence Mental Institution. You've been there. That's crazy. We were doing a little bit of research on that place last time, and it's crazy that it's still in use. I mean, it's still a mental facility, right? It's just obviously different than it was back then, I'm sure. That place has got to be haunted. All right, let's look at his death certificate. Yeah, is that myocardial? Isn't that... Oh God, I can't read it. Extremely large something. Thyroid? Myocardial failure. Heart failure. Why did they both have heart failure? Maybe. I think it might say failure. Does it say, like, because of what? Due to extremely large tone something thyroid. Yeah, it sounds like it's stemming from thyroid issues. Check the parents' cause of death. It might be genetic. Nodular thyroid. It's crazy that they both at the same time, though. Nodules. I wonder what, like, if there was a disease back then that caused that. But I will. I'll look at, usually cardiac issues are hereditary. Oh, nice. Lisa, you're a genealogist. Could have been born with abnormally large heart and genetically was prone to have heart attacks, thyroid cancer. I don't know. Well, here is the death record of possibly Daniel Berry. Of course, it's going to make me search. Don't even know if it's for him. Okay, look closer. Daniel Berry, here he is. Okay. Farmer, married, Canada, apoplexy. We need another, thank you, Tatum. Yeah, I didn't see it on the first go. Apoplexy. I need another medical, someone who knows what that is. Seizure. Oh, God. Jenny just sent something in the chat. Oh, okay. Thank you. This gives us some info on here. News of the death of Will Berry at the hospital at Independence was received in this city last night. He's about 34 years old, leaves a wife and 4 children to mourn his loss. His sickness dates from 3 years ago when he had a severe attack of grippe. This left him with a diseased mind, though he was kept at home until a week ago when he was taken to the hospital for treatment. Oh, man. Yeah, that gives us more information than before. Yeah, so they must have... I wonder if Cora had the same disease, and it caused the same, like, I don't know. No, well, I don't know. Grip is like the flu, isn't it? Daniel Berry, that's the father. He had a seizure, but who knows what from. Grip, I think, is just like a name for the flu back then. They called it grip. Yeah, so the 1917 diary that I read that I read first, that is like right around the Spanish flu. Was there a horrible flu that went around back then? 1895-ish? Or a few years before that? Yeah, they really cut to the chase back then. Then they called and said he was dead. Yeah. Yeah, it could be, because also back then they didn't have the drugs that we do now that would lower fevers and stop that from happening. Probably did. The fever probably like damaged his brain. Maybe the mother had heart issues. Yeah, I should look there too. Ugh, that's never like a fun thing to find, but I'm surprised I hadn't noticed that. Now I don't know if we have her death certificate. I don't have it on hand. I could look deeper later. Maybe I'm going to put that, I haven't been making a list, but I'm going to make a list. And then our diary detectives will be on it too. I'm sure some of you already are, but. Okay, so let's see if we can find just 1905. Let's see if we can find an article about her. Is it Adeline? September. Oh, anyway. Here. Okay. Mrs. Adeline Berry, widow of Daniel Berry, passed away at 9 o'clock of dropsy and heart trouble. Yeah. So maybe that's where it came from. Oh my god, decedent, that must mean like deceased, was the mother of 3 children, but all are dead. Oh, that's so sad. The courier used to deliver that newspaper, that's crazy. Doctor from Chicago? I don't know. I don't know what you're... That might be supposed to be Chicago. Chicago. Yeah, it is cool when the dots connect, but it's like sad when it's morbid like this. I guess now maybe we can be super genetic trackers and we can go through and see what like all the family members passed away from. But yeah, that is like, I wonder too, what's the 3rd child? George, and he died before. Oh my god, they like all died young. He died before this diary was even written. That's not him. George Franklin Berry. I'm not saying what I'm here for, but here I am. Oh, hello. You know, today I'm using Google Docs because I don't have Microsoft Word on my new computer, so I don't have to save. But you're still welcome here. Yeah, these people were related to Georgiana, yes. They were her great... So she calls him Uncle Dan, but it's her great Uncle Dan. But yeah. This is not... Oh, that's not him. Okay. So instead, I'm just gonna... This will be the last thing I look up for this whole, like, search, and then we'll go back to reading the entries, but... It's always, like, unpredictable. You don't know what tangent you're gonna be on. I'm actually gonna start over the search because I want to keep these articles. Okay, and we're looking up... There you go. George Franklin Berry. 1891. And then, is he around there, or Iowa? Okay. I guess I'll put Black Hawk County, Iowa. Hopefully he'll show up. George S. Berry, but he's George Franklin Berry. Unstable internet. Hopefully it comes back. I'm not used to so many people in here, so happy for you. Thank you. I don't even, sometimes I don't even notice because I'm so like into this stuff. But yeah, there is like 300 people in here. That's crazy. A lot of follows today, which is nice. It's nice. How's the super workstation working out? My new setup. It's good. It's definitely like, I feel like I'm looking in a lot of places now, but it's good. We're researching a 1895 diary written by a 17-year-old woman in Waterloo, Iowa. All right, I think, yep, okay, bye Grandma, love you. Iowa has a lot of free newspapers. Yes, that's true. Check out the Ancestor Hunt if you haven't. I will, I'm gonna write that down. Yeah, there's one newspaper that was really helpful in the other diary project that we had, and that was the Daily Iowan. But the problem is it's really hard to search through it. You have to like click on specific, headstone says 1890, thank you. You have to be really specific about what day you're actually looking for, and sometimes you just don't know. Like on newspapers.com you can kind of just search a term and it will give you the best result, but there you have to like read the actual, like the whole newspaper. Emily, where is his headstone? Because maybe I'm getting the county wrong. Or maybe it's George F. Berry. The Cedar Rapids Gazette. I know, the name Anglesey grows on you, doesn't it? I don't know. I'm gonna put him down on my list and I'll just, it might be Bremer County. Okay, let me try. I don't know all the counties around there either. It's funny, I stopped to watch because I've heard these names from my research on my family. Ooh, that's cool. Are you, from this area? Sometimes it's like, I don't know, it will be right there, but it just doesn't pop up. George F. Berry reported to the police headquarters. This is not him. Yeah, I don't know. Eastern Black Hawk County is your specialty. And my mom and dad grew up right by LPC. That must be LaPorte City. That's cool. So the people in LaPorte City in this diary are, I believe, Daniel Berry and his wife, so the Berries. And then I think the grandfather is in Eagle Center, so that's nearby. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go back and do some looking for George Franklin at a later time, because it's hard sometimes to do it on the live without getting all like confused. There's a lot going on here. Can I point out the unintentional ASMR I'm getting with the most clicks? Yeah, a lot of people say that. That was not the intention, but I'm glad that you like it. Elmwood Cemetery, Waterloo, Black Hawk. Okay, so it is Black Hawk County. Elmwood Cemetery. Eagle Center is right around there. Yeah, it's like, not far at all. Because she often will go to Uncle Dan's house, and then go to her grandfather's house. I have some maps over here of Eagle Center. Oh, this is a cool picture. This is at her high school, taken around the time that she was in high school, so she very well could be in this picture. I'll try to be here next week too. It's 2 a.m. I'll need to sleep. Yeah, actually you're reminding me. I don't know how to say your username, but I usually put on TikTok, I'll put like a live event where people can register. So it will tell you when I go live. Oh, my TikTok is freezing up on my phone though. So you can register for it. It's free to register, but it will send you a notification when I go live, because a lot of people say that they follow me, but they still don't see, holy crap, 380 new followers. Thanks, guys. Jeez. That's shocking. Okay, well, anyways, I'm making a new one for next week, a live event that you can register for if you want. And it will tell you that I'm live. I didn't realize so many new people followed me. Thank you. Okay, so that would be next Wednesday. Do I use the premium version of Newspaper Archives? Actually, I'm on newspapers.com, which I think is different than Newspaper Archives. And I don't know if they have different tiers for that, but I don't know. I think Newspaper Archives is a different website. But I like newspapers.com a lot. Okay, the event name. Reading a diary from 1895. And it's going to be, can someone quickly tell me the date next Wednesday, because I can't get my calendar to show up on here. Is it the 17th, right? Because it's 7 days from now. Okay. So next Wednesday I'll have one, and then after that it's going to be on either Tuesdays or Thursdays, so keep a lookout on the TikTok, on my TikTok page for that. So, okay, January 17th at 6 p.m. Help us decipher diary from 1895. So next week I'll read through September, but I'll finish August today. So the event is created. You go on to my page and you can see it right, I can't see myself. It's like right here, around here. And if you click on it, it'll let you register. Yes, they were all dressed so elegantly. I agree. I like it. And that would be, so we actually don't know the date that the photograph was taken, the year, but I think judging by the clothes, we can say like late 1890s. So I don't know. I think that would be cool. She could be in this picture. Yes, if you miss a live, you can see it on my YouTube page. Most of the time. Sometimes TikTok doesn't let me download them. It's weird, but most of the time I'm able to get them on there. Okay, I'm gonna get back to this. So I wrote a note. I'm gonna look up George Franklin Berry, and the Patreon subscribers I'm sure will be on top of that too. And maybe next week I'll get back to you on him. But where do we leave off? Friday. Oh, yeah, Aunt Hester's. So we do have a picture of Aunt Hester too. Yeah, this diary was donated after someone saw another project of ours in the newspaper. They decided to send these to us. So this was where we got our next project. And it's cool because the last project that we did was based in Iowa, and now we're not going too far away. We're in Iowa again. East Side stood on the same site as modern day East High. Yes, you graduated from there. That is so cool. Let me show you. You must have seen these pictures. That is so cool. But hold on, that's not the right document. I have pictures of the school as she attended there. So this was the old building, and you must know it burnt down in 1915, or at least it says it burned. But maybe you would know better. Did it burn down, or did it just burn and then it wasn't able to be saved or something? Because I couldn't really find any information about that. Like, I was looking for newspaper articles of when it burnt, and it was very confusing. It burnt down. Do you know what year? Because like in 1915, I looked through like every mention that I could find on newspapers. And then it seemed like even after 1915, they were still talking about East Side High School. Like, they were still using that terminology, like, oh, they did this at East Side High School. So I'm like, it sounds like the school is still there. So that was confusing to me. Modern school constructed in 1918. Yeah, so maybe it either relocated after it burned down and I didn't catch that, or it didn't burn down in 1915, it was later. Yeah, they had a temporary location. Okay, that makes sense. So they were probably still just referring to it as East Side High School. But I must have missed, so that tells me, thank you, because that tells me to keep looking. I want to find like a picture or something, or like the article about what happened, you know? That's awesome that you're from there. Cool. Okay. So, let me go back here. Thank you for sharing all that too. Weren't you on August 15th instead of 16th? Yeah, I had finished the 15th. Came to Louise for the funeral at 10:30. Since you're from the area, I have a question for you. Is Louise just a county or is it a town? That's okay. A lot of times I will skip a day and make a mistake, so it's totally fine. Went to LP and back 12 miles. And to the cemetery. 2.5 miles. So we probably have a picture of her gravestone. Will H. was here and took his something rig and went down to Uncle Dan's. I think, does that say rig? Uncle Dan's half mile. I have a Google Earth map started. I don't know why she did the miles in parentheses, because sometimes she doesn't, and most of the time she does. But it's weird, because sometimes it makes sense, like, went to LP and back, 12 miles, like it's an aside. Other times, it's like part of the sentence and she still puts it in parentheses. So I don't know, it's cool. I like the mileage notations too. I think it's unique to her. He's here. Ye olden Fitbit. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. I was thinking someone asked a question about, does it get easier to read the handwriting after doing a lot of diaries? Yeah, it just, especially it varies like diary to diary. You just get used to the person who's writing. My camera is new, thank you. Hopefully better. I got a really mean comment on one of my YouTube that I uploaded recently, because I upload all my live replays. Like, usually everybody is so nice, like really nice in the comments. Someone just commented, OMG, your chin. And I was like, what the hell? That's so mean. That actually bothered me, because my chin, I'm very, that's like the one thing I'm self-conscious about. But whatever, gotta let it roll off. I know, it was so mean. I was just, and there was nothing else, like, it was actually not even a replay that I uploaded. It was like a clip, like it was in another video, and it was just a clip of me at the end where I said, oh, I go live every Wednesday, and I showed like a clip of what you guys see now, like the diary up and me, and my head was turned, and like, yeah, my chin looked big, like, idiot. So mean. Okay, Will H was here and took his rig and went down to Uncle Dan's. Sometimes I don't get why people are just like mean for no reason, but there's always like, that's part of being on the internet. Thank you. Did you get attached to the person writing the diary? Yes, definitely. Thank you, Audra. My chin. My chin is just really pointy, but it's not like, it's fine. It's just like, wow, that person went out of their way. I think like that just says more about them, right? Okay. Hold on, let me find my spot. Uncle Dan's half mile. Went and took Mrs. Sargent home. 2 miles. Yes, no, it's so true. You can get 100 nice comments, but the one mean one sticks. I know, it's like sucks too. Because it is true, like everyone in the lives and everyone on my followers, they're all amazing and so nice and like too nice, you know? So I really shouldn't like focus on that one thing, but it's true. It's like that one time someone is mean, we write it down. That's like, yeah, it shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't let that stick, but where did you get the diary? These were donated to us I've gotten the other diaries that we've read in different places by Pitchfork. That's so funny, like an angry mob of nerds. People will never forget how you made them feel. Yeah. I'll start being mean to you so you can get used to it. Yeah, I need to grow a backbone. Fire it at me. Went and took Mrs. Sargent home 2 miles. Went to the store. Went to LP and back. 12 miles. Oh. Sargent is a big road in Waterloo. Oh, cool. So I wonder if that family must be, maybe the road is named after them. Someone said one day that your face is a combination of people who have loved each other. Oh, that's really sweet. Someone with a really big chin. I actually know where I got my chin. I get it from my great-grandfather. I think. I don't know, I saw a picture of him from, actually when I was doing a little bit of research on Ancestry, I saw a picture of him on his like immigration card that I hadn't seen before, and I do see similarities. I look a lot like my cousins on that side. It's fine. I also have a, ooh, my face makes you think of old money Europe. Thank you. That is so specific. I also have, I talk about on here a lot, I have something called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and that's literally like my joints pop out of my like body. So sometimes my jaw is literally like dislocated. So I was thinking, when they commented that, I looked back on the video, I'm like, was my jaw like out? I'm like the Crimson Chin. Oh, okay, you found a find a grave of him, thank you. Ian, I was just telling them about the mean chin comment. What is it?
Piece of chicken.
Oh, thank you. Oh, spicy. No, none of my ancestors have diaries that I know of, but if they do, I would love to read them. Angela, it's not letting me copy and paste, so I'm gonna type it in. Yeah, I told Ian about it when I saw the comment. I was like, you will not believe what someone just commented on my video, and he just shook his head. Can you look up here, Memorial ID 389 893 99. Thank you. I'm gonna save that. Keep all these tabs open. Hey, at least we know you can take the comments on the chin. Nice. You'll see yourself out. No, please don't. I love puns. I won most punny in high school. And that was a category in our superlatives that I totally made up myself because I was on the yearbook committee. Is Ian ready to join the fight? Are you going to get your pitchfork and storm the castle with us? I actually deleted the comment. I was like, they don't deserve my answer. How does Ancestry website get all this information? It's like a combination. I don't really know like why they have it, but I actually think most of what you can find on Ancestry is also in other places on the internet. Ancestry just has a good like search engine, and they have transcribed a lot of it. Like you can search it by words.
And people upload stuff too.
And people upload stuff. Yeah, that's true. Like a lot of times people, when they make their trees, will upload pictures and then you'll see them through Ancestry. There are a lot of other sites too. And it's just kind of like whatever you like best and finding a good combination. I do like Ancestry. I find it easy to use compared to other ones, but yeah. This is the first diary of this set. So we have 1895, and then I think the next one is 1901. Okay, wrote a letter to, that must be to Allie. It's a little too bright for me to read. That chicken is so good. I'm excited to have more. Okay, and then wrote.
This is all there is?
No. We have to take out the trash too.
I already did.
Oh, you're awesome. Thanks. Wrote a note too.
You know why I remembered to do it when I came home?
Amazon?
No, because that stupid green light was on.
What green light?
The the lamp that I said turns green. I said it's because it's a reminder for the trash.
It does? I know, I didn't know you did that.
But I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, the trash.
Okay, sorry guys. Right now I'm looking for this. Wow, we're really far in this diary. I just couldn't read it. Yeah, wrote a note to Mama. It says, y'all should archive those vintage writings if you have them. I don't know who you're talking to. You're inspiring me to pull out a stack of postcards 100 years old from family members. Yeah, you totally should do that. That'll be very interesting to read through. Thank you. I don't think people want to see you feeding me on my life. I'll leave it later. It's okay. Do you keep a diary in hopes someone will find it later? I keep a diary, and it's not really like in hopes that someone will find it later, but I also, like, I feel like after doing this, I'm sorry, I got distracted because I saw something from Jenny in the Discord. After doing this, I can't be mad if someone reads my diary later, but I know it is. Brenda says, actually insane that they use the quotation marks for, like, ditto, like saying the same thing twice. She does that a lot. Okay, Jenny just sent, OMG, Cora married on the same day that her brother William did, both on Christmas Day. Well, do you remember that the Newtons, so not the Newtons, Georgiana Newton and Ralph Slippy get married, I think also on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. It's one of them. That must be, that's so interesting. That must be like a family tradition. Okay, I feel like I'm really getting off track here, but this has been like very interesting. A lot of connections. I'm going to write that down too. So that was William married December 25th. That's really cool. You kept a diary 1960 to 61 that you got for Christmas. Still have it. That's cool. Yeah, I'm doing the 5-year diary. So the point about the quotation marks is like that's a way to write, and it's like I would have thought that was like a modern way to write it, but when you are, so she wrote a letter to Allie, and then instead of writing she writes the little quotations. It's like a ditto, I think it means, like ditto. So she's like, instead of writing the full words out, she's saying, oh, I also wrote a note to Mama. So that's cool. I would definitely have thought that was a modern thing, and I was surprised to see it here. Went after the mail, rode 2 mile. Looks like she wrote 1 mile and then changed it. Went to the store. Went. Yeah, like carrying down the word without actually writing it, like shorthand. Very cool. Went. Yeah, and tomorrow, if any of the diary detectives came in, like from, I said this in the beginning, but if anyone came in later, make sure you RSVP for tomorrow. And we can figure out, yeah, tomorrow, is that maybe what Nikki was saying? I missed the comment, but maybe you were saying that we should research this stuff tomorrow on our video chat, and we definitely should. Okay, went to Uncle Dan's. They put a telephone, this is cool, in at Grandpa's. Oh, unstable internet. Have I ever dipped out on here today? Like, have I frozen up at all? Yeah, I think double weddings were maybe a little bit more common. But it's not the actual day, it's like the date, like different years though, that they got married on December 24th or December 25th, which I thought was interesting. She uses plus most of the time. I just write and the other way. I don't know why. Haven't frozen? Okay. A couple times it's popped up and said that my internet was like out. They put a telephone in at Grandpa's. And I talked through it for the first time. That is so cool. That is like a really cool thing to read. Yeah, the pages are really intact, especially in this diary. It's a set of like 7 that I have, and the other ones are not in as good shape. This one is like so small and tiny, and it's got like a hardcover, where the other ones, they're more like, I guess it's like leather covered, but as I drop it, hold on, did I like mess something up? I didn't drop it that hard. Like this one is totally falling out of the spine. So other ones didn't fare so well, especially the bigger ones, but what's new? I've been gone for a while. You had a severe case of the flu. Oh, Jake, I hope you're feeling better. Yeah, Jake, I wanted to let you know, did you get into the Discord? I think you did. I just wanted to make sure that everything was working for you. I hadn't seen you in a while. I hope you're better. A couple of the people in the diary that we were just reading about also had a severe case of the flu, but okay, you got in there, good. And if you missed it, we're having, yeah, actually there was no live last week because I was also sick, but we're having a video chat tomorrow for the Patreon subscribers. Thanks, Rachel. You're getting Jake in there too. So if you want to come, the information's in the Discord, and if you don't, that's okay too. Sunday, August 18th. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. Maybe we'll do some of this research. But usually, you know, we just talk for a little while, and then people talk about their projects, and then we do a little bit of research, but it's just for fun. Okay. Yeah, you do have to pay for Ancestry. It's like, I wish it wasn't so expensive, but for me it's worth it because I use it like every single day. But they also have sales if you're gonna do like your own family tree. A lot of times they will have a discount to do like the DNA. That's how I actually started with Ancestry. I did the DNA thing, and it took 5 weeks to get your info. Yeah, I can't remember how long it took for me, but yeah, that's how I got started, and it got me hooked. But yeah, that's true. Some libraries give you access. I think my local library, unfortunately, you have to be at the library to do it, so that's why I didn't. But I should check, now that I've moved, I should see if this one has a different policy. That's awesome. Ancestry is free for all residents of Maine. That's really cool. Oh yeah, you can search, but I think you can't open up like documents and things. I don't know. I feel like I always hit a wall when I was looking for things and I didn't have Ancestry. Yeah, Sunday school is SS. A couple weeks ago, we were going back and forth wondering if it might have meant Sunday service, but I think it's Sunday school because she'll talk about going to SS and church. And then one time she said she taught SS, which means Sunday school. My Ancestry DNA put me in a specific community of early Blackhawk, Bremer County settlers. That's so cool. So, Emily, I have to tell you about something then. Hold on, let me see. I feel like you need to message me on Instagram so I can send you these things, because we have found so many, like in the Patreon group, we found so many resources. There are some really cool old what are they called? Like atlases of Black Hawk County, and they have pictures of the early settlers. So if do you have, sorry, I just saw the username Idea Diarrhea and that stopped my train of thought. So, do you have Instagram, or can you email me or something? Because it would be easier to send you the links through there. But I think you would really like it, and you probably, like, I don't know your last name, but if you're like an early settler of that area, you might have ancestors in that book. You're very good at that, yeah. Just stopping my train of thought in its tracks. Yes, definitely message me, and I would be happy to send you that stuff. I know, we need the local knowledge too. Shares. I don't know off the top of my head if that last name is in there, but I know that there's like a specific book that has pictures of early settlers of the town. So if you can also, like, you don't need to do it here because this is on like a live with a bunch of people, but if you message me and tell me like the general area, like the town that the ancestors would be in and what their last name would be, I can look for you, and I can also just send you the links too. But that is so cool. And those I think are free to access, most of those. And someone had mentioned Family Search. Family Search is good too. I find it harder to like actually do the searching. It's a little bit more clunky, but it's definitely, like, that's free. So if you're just starting out, that's a great place. And also, if you just know how to use it better than I do, it's a great place to start. You joined the Waterloo Historical Club on Facebook to see if you could get any more info. Jake, you're a true diary detective. That's awesome. You'd love to find out your family history. Yeah, I forgot a 2. I'll go back. I started my own family history search with Ancestry. Went down to Uncle Dan's. Where did I forget a 2? Went to Sunday school. There, thanks. I liked Ancestry to start with, but there's all different ones, so There's also like genealogy groups, and if you can narrow it down to a place, there's different, like Jake was talking about, Facebook groups and stuff like that, so it's really cool. Yeah, you could join, if you have Discord. I have 2 Discords. One of them is like a free Discord where I just put announcements and you could message me on there. But then the other Discord is a Patreon subscription. If you join that, we can like really help you, because we have like 14, 15 people in there ready to do research, but that's like a subscriber thing, so I don't want to like push you into that. It's just if you want to. How did you get this diary? This would be cool to translate. This was donated to us, this diary, from someone who read another one, or read an article about another one that we were doing. So yeah, someone had these sitting around and they were like, oh, this was a cool project. You want to do these diaries? And they sent it to us, so that's where they came from. George Washington is your 9th cousin? Oh my god, that's cool. Yeah, I don't have anyone famous that I found in my family, but... Fair and warm, went to LP. My French side of the family I was able to trace back really far, but my Portuguese side stops like after my great-grandparents. There's like, I can't figure out anything else. Probably because every single one of them's name is either Maria or Jose. Like, everyone. So it's like hard, you know, a lot of them too, like all of the siblings of the family are all named, their first name is Maria and their middle name is different, which is interesting. So they called them by the middle name, but they were all like Maria Ferreira or Maria Celeste. So my claim to fame is many cousins removed from Jane Austen. That's cool. Pocahontas is my 9th great-grandmother's sister. They went back to Europe with her. That's nice. That's cool. It's cool that you even know that. That's a tradition from Latin America. Interesting, because they were from mainland Portugal. And then briefly my great-grandfather went to Brazil, but that was just like before he came to America. So they didn't spend much time in Brazil. But they're mainland Portugal. My other grandfather is island. I love Portuguese food. Yes. There's actually, where we live is kind of like a Portuguese area. So, there's a bakery over here that's not too far from where I live that we go to. It's not actually a bakery, it's actually a big grocery store, and they have all Portuguese food, and it's so good. And the reason why I was automatically saying bakery is because they have the pastéis de nata. That's what we love. Me and Ian go and get it there. Jealous of everyone knowing their family tree. Yeah. I mean, I'm sad not knowing. Oh, you think it's Ollie, not Allie? I don't know why I wrote Ollie, because usually it's Allie. I think I just didn't type right. Do I make Portuguese dishes? I would like to. I want to make those pastries that I was just talking about. My dad makes a lot of like Portuguese rice, and I would like to get better at that. And then what I also want to figure out is, I don't know if it's like particularly a Portuguese thing or just like my grandmother used to make it, but she used to make amazing chicken noodle soup. Like, I don't know. It was not regular chicken noodle soup. It was so good, and no one knows the recipe anymore, and it makes me sad, so I want to figure it out. Okay, went to LP, to the cemetery, and around... Oh, and around town. And back. 16 miles. Yeah, I wonder how she's getting around. Yes, I make kolaches. That's not Portuguese, but I made those because of the last diary that we read. They ate a lot of that pastry, so I made those in honor of that diary. They came out good. Everyone's got good pastries all around the world. I'm pretty sure my friend who lives in Bristol. Yes. Yeah, Bristol is not far from me, and this whole area has a lot of Portuguese, yeah. But like Fall River has a lot. I guess it was a place where a lot of Portuguese people came in at one time. New Bedford. But yeah, it would have to be on horseback or horse and wagon. I think so, yeah. And so actually right here she says rode on horseback. So sometimes she'll say that she was on horseback, and other times she won't say anything at all. So it's just kind of like a mystery. Rode a horseback. over to help Edda thresh. And I think we had just figured out last time that thresh meant like harvest. Came back in buggy. Oh, cool. She's actually giving us much more detail about her transportation than she usually does. She doesn't even usually say that she was on horseback or a buggy. That's cool. Went to Uncle Dan's and store after the mail. Okay. Thanks, Emily. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago in the diary, she just wrote, this must be the horse's name. She said, rode Dick for 3 miles. So it was funny thinking that this long later, like we're laughing at something she wrote. She had no idea. You know, she rode Dick for 3 miles. There was another horse name that I had figured out. I forget which one it was, but she was talking about a horse. What was it? It was another, like, actual person name, like Richard the horse. Some entries just stick with you, yes. Sometimes for good reasons, like the one in the Weatherman diary when he's waving to his son on the train. So sweet. This one, it's when Georgia rode Dick. I'm a Gen X, and it's interesting to listen to you as a millennial talk about your experience of history. I'm on the brink of millennial. I'm 97. So I don't know if that's a millennial or not. The train. Better start my diary. A diary for my future family, yeah. Is this journal real from the 19... Yeah, it's 1895. Fair and Warm is talking about the weather, yeah. Does it say anywhere how she's getting around? Yeah, we were just talking about this. So normally she doesn't write how she gets around. Specifically, she just says how many... Yeah, I know, Dick is short for Richard. I'm wondering, Hannah, did it censor that and make it D? Or did you just write D because you knew it wasn't gonna... Seriously, and Tiny Zen too. Did you write Dick and then it made it D? That's interesting. Yeah, it is a nickname for Richard, though. Sorry, I was saying something and I got distracted. She doesn't usually tell us what she is, like how she's getting from place to place. She just tells us, she's censoring herself. She tells us how far it is, but not like how she's getting there. But sometimes she'll mention that she was horseback, and sometimes she'll mention that she was in a buggy. Like now, that's the first time she's ever said buggy, though. It censored you? Oh my god. I was wondering. That, like, sucks, because that's a name. And I've come across that in Carbon Date It. I've come across that in the 1917 diary that I read. Like, there's a lot of people in that diary named Dick. And whenever I make a video about it, that, oh yeah, horseless carriage. I've seen that too. Whenever I make a video about when someone named Dick is in the video, I'm like, oh my god, TikTok's gonna, like, ban me and not show it because they think I'm saying that. It's like, and I feel like it's happened where it thinks I'm being inappropriate, but I'm not. It's just someone's name. Went to beach, Scott something. Anyone have any idea? How has she had the horse the whole time? Would be a cute entry where she got it, if not. I don't know. I think that one time she mentioned the horse she was with Uncle Dan planning. Yeah, maybe. I think she was at Uncle Dan's one time when she rode a horse. I don't think she has one of her own. I'm not sure. I thought pleasuring too, but what does that mean? Just like hanging out, being... Didn't they do like pleasure walks or something before? Plumbing? I don't see a B. I thought it was plumbing too, but I don't see a B. Pharmacy? I see an ing at the end. Plumbing. It has 2 Q's or G's. No, this was written in 1895. The other diaries that we just finished reading were written in 1940. Okay, I'm gonna write both of these. Were written in it was 1943, 1944, and 1940. Why can't I remember? 7. Plumbing, I don't know if that's a word. Yes, I'm 100% sure. All of these people and places match up, so. I know it seems like crazy because a lot of what she's writing and the way she's writing just doesn't seem like it's someone from 1895, but it definitely is. She's 17 at the time. Okay. Stopped in LP. Oh, it could be plowing because they were talking about fields before. Could be a World War II code booklet. Oh, I don't know about that. I think if it was, the people wouldn't match up so well. It would probably seem like something was off about it. And then returned. And I also have 6 other diaries from her and her future husband from the years like ahead of that. Yeah, I think he's trying to say that it could be something written later on that was meant to look older. I don't know. I mean, that would be cool. That would be cool, but I think it actually is George's diary. Yeah, no, I totally get that, and that's actually a great way to transport secret information, but I don't think that that's what this is. Yeah, there is a comma or something. I'm just leaving it because sorry, it would be planning, but I'm leaving it because I'm just really not sure. Allie came up to stay over Sunday with me to attend camp meeting, I think. Let me open it up and see. Tuesday. Oh, happy diary birthday. Tuesday, August 20th. Camp. Yeah, it says attend camp dash meeting. My thumb is just over it, so. Yeah, I don't know what camp meeting is, but she talks about, it's really cool. She went to go to this thing called Chautauqua. Of course, like I say it wrong every time, but they used to go to a park and it was like an educational seminar thing that people would go to. Yeah, I believe you. I think they would be more valuable than an 1895 diary, but I think this one's just a plain old 1895 diary. I think it's valuable. I like it. But I have a map. Where did I put it though? Oh, I think it's in here. There's a map, an old map of Waterloo, and after we learned what Chautauqua was, I looked at this old map and I was like, holy crap, they actually have the Chautauqua grounds in the map. Like the place where people would go to see these, not performances, but they would have like lectures and things like that. Come on. I swear I put it in here. Here it is. Okay. So this is cool. This is like right near her house. So when she goes to Chautauqua, that's where she's going. Yeah, she lived downtown. Yes. And then she traveled down to Eagle Center and Cedar Falls, one of the grandfathers was in, and LaPorte City, mostly between those. She lives in the inner city. Yeah, the inner city of, I don't know what Waterloo is like now, but I don't think it was like, yeah, but she lives in East Waterloo, which is, I can show you on the map, like about where she lives. So this is Waterloo City then. I don't know like now if it's bigger and stuff, but she's like right around here, right near the river. So she talks about going downtown a lot. I wish we had time machines. I would love to see how things looked back then. I know, I agree. I wish you could just like hold an object and see where it came from and the people who were like, who owned it back then, you know? That is indeed modern Waterloo inner city. Oh yeah? That's interesting. Yeah, like I said before, I know nothing about these areas, and I learned about them in the context of, you know, this 1895 diary. Same thing with Fairfax. Like, I know Fairfax as it was in the 1940s, and even before that, you know, because I was doing a lot of research on earlier times. But now it seems like Fairfax is more connected with Cedar Rapids. Like, it used to be really... Yeah, you really want it to be a code book. Does it smell like rubber? It smells like old book. The other diaries, actually, the ones that are kind of falling apart, smell a little bit sweet, which is odd. Maybe there's something to that. I'll, humor you. Yeah, Cedar River. Yeah. Cedar River. Is that Cedar Falls or Cedar River? Maybe I'm getting it confused. I would go visit, yeah, definitely. Especially now that we have 2 diary projects from this area. But. Okay, August 21st. Fair and warm. Went to store and Uncle Dan's. Sweet potato can be used as rubber. Really? Came. The Cedar River goes through Cedar Falls, Waterloo. Yeah, okay, cool. So that's the river that goes down. Yeah, Cedar Falls is about where her... I'm trying to think if it's her dad's side or her mom's side. I think it's her dad's side. Lives up there. Her dad's father and mother. Came home 13 miles. Went down to something grocery store. Oh, okay, so this is cool. This is a name of a grocery store, but I can't really read it. So let me see if this helps. These pictures that I took for this month, for some reason they're like really blown out. Wogglers? Possibly. Let me see if that matches like here. Yeah, so I definitely see W-A-U-G-L-E-R-S. Oh, you're seeing Vaughn? I think it's this. Which we can figure that out, hopefully. Because if that is a grocery store, I'm writing it on my list. That's why I'm doing this. We could probably find it in the newspapers. You can't step away from this. Your house needs cleaning. No, your house doesn't need cleaning. This is more important. You think you see an I? Where do you see an I? W-A, like here? Yeah, there's like a faint mark here. It could be. Could be. I don't really have anything else to go off of. So I'm just going to guess that. And went for a walk. Is this your job? No, this isn't my job. I'm an art teacher, which is a fun job. But honestly, if I had known how much I would be interested in this, I would have gone into something that has to do with like archiving and things. But no, I'm an art teacher. But this is my hobby right now. Wrangler Brothers is the name of the store. Wrangler Brothers. Okay, thank you. That makes sense because the U, a lot of times I'll misread a U as an N or an N as a U, so, okay. No, I don't tell my students about it. I'm hoping that this just stays, like, just for me. I don't know. They're young, so most of them aren't, like, on TikTok anyways. But that's, like, my fear. Rained in the morning, then cleared off. Went downtown 3 times. Some of my coworkers know about it, but... Okay, this is from 1895. Oh, this is cool. Jenny just sent... Whoa, so zoomed in. Why? Okay, this is witch hazel being sold at Wankler Brothers. Cool. I love looking at old ads in the newspaper for medications and things like that. I think it's funny that, you know, witch hazel, that's one of the ones that stuck around, huh? A lot of times, like, you see things that, like, tooth powder, a lot of the teeth whitening and cleaning powders, those ended up being, like, really bad for their teeth. And they don't exist anymore. Snake oil, yep. A lot of that stuff. Oh, we have another one. A menthol inhaler. Oh my god. Cures all troubles of the head and the throat. Oh, thanks for the snowman. Yeah, a lot of what you see in old newspapers is like this random thing, and Wangler Brothers is sending it, that's awesome. It'll be like something random, some kind of drug or supplement, and it will claim to cure every single thing that could possibly be wrong with you. That's what we don't see as much anymore. I'm sure there's still stuff that like doesn't work and everything, but I know I need a cure-all. Where I grew up, there was a farm, like a trash pit in the woods, and it's still there. Like my parents still live there, so sometimes doTERRA, literally, they got in trouble for that. So in that pile of old trash, I like dig in it because I'm crazy, but I found these old bottles of medicine that was like the same idea, like it would cure everything. It would cure coughs and headaches and cancer and all this stuff. It's like, no, it doesn't. But the WEA and the THER is the weather for the day. It's like a place where you can fill in the weather and the temperature. Thanks, Penny. Yeah. It literally sparked the creation of the FDA. Yeah, that would be something interesting to research. Jake, that's cool. I feel like you've told me that before in the chat. Maybe not. Maybe it was someone else, but that's really cool. I love having an old trash pit to dig through. Yeah, she gets married in 1903, which we have the diary from, so we'll eventually get there. Went downtown 3 times. Wrote a letter to Kate. Yeah, we actually have her perspective from 1903, and I'm just reading. Serious, you're very into this, huh? I'm curious. I'm listening. We get her perspective from the year that she was married and her future husband's perspective too. So we have 2 diaries from the same year. And I don't think she's met her husband yet. Because she hasn't mentioned him. His name's Ralph. I haven't seen anything like his initials or Ralph, so I don't think she's met him. He works with her father at one time. So maybe that's how they met. But there's another diary that's from 1901, I think, after this one. Maybe, I don't even know if it's written by him or her though, because it's a mix, so I could look after. But it's kind of confusing because some of the diaries are from, like this one just straight up says it's from 1895 and her name is on it, like she wrote her name in the diary. But other ones, it'll be like a diary that was printed for 1906, but it's crossed out and it's 1907, so I don't know. Will you read the 1903 diaries at the same time or separately? I think the same time. I think we've decided that would be cool. Yes. I don't think this is an altered copy, no. I don't know what would point to that. Seems like original. The pencil doesn't look erased or anything, if that's what you mean. But let's see. Yeah, I think it would be cool to read them side by side. Yeah, I think Emily can vouch. All the places are matching up, but I've been reading this specific diary for like 8-ish weeks now. No, I'm not gonna, I don't know how to check for lemon juice. I have a UV flashlight, I can flash it on it for you after. Oh my god, there's too many comments, I'm trying. This one I've been reading for like 8 weeks, but I've been doing this like hobby for years now. And you'll see if you go to my TikTok page, I have other diaries that I started with. I've been researching one from 1917 for a long time, and that's like what started the whole thing. But I will check the UV flashlight for you, serious. Okay, fair and warm. Went downtown. Actually, serious, you'll find this interesting. There was a article in a local newspaper of mine back when I lived with my parents. This was like a couple years ago now, I think. And it was the historical society in a town. It wasn't my town, but it was like a few towns over. They were looking for help deciphering a diary code. This is real. So this woman from, I can't remember the exact years. It was like late 1800s. And no, I'm not. So she wrote, like, her diary was normal sometimes, but then other times she'd write in code. And I didn't crack the code, but someone else did. And I figured, oh, it must be like another language. Like she would be writing a normal entry and then part of it would be just like unintelligible. And I thought it must be another language. But it was actually a vowel swap cipher. So she would write, and it was oddly about like whenever someone would die or an anniversary of someone's death, she would write in the cipher. So I thought that was very interesting. But I helped them I transcribed her handwriting, like the letters, because I'm pretty good at reading old handwriting and cursive, and because I've had so much experience with other diaries, so I transcribed the entries and then somebody else cracked the code. So it was cool. We worked as a team. Went downtown 3 times and went over to the B, C, R, and N. That's a railroad depot in the afternoon. Was up to Mary's. Yeah, and then I know someone was asking about, that's, code is not always about decoding. That's cryptic. No pun intended. Pun intended. Someone was asking about where to get the diaries. Yeah, they all come from different places. For me, a lot of people will look on eBay, but honestly on eBay a lot of times they're really expensive, so you have to just kind of like wait for the right one to come to you. And a lot of times too, the ones that are being sold on eBay, you got to make sure that they're full, because a lot of them are like, they'll sell you an old diary, but it's like half filled or not even half filled. Okay. I'm obsessed with researching the OG residents of your 100-year-old house and would die to find a diary. Yeah, that is super cool. That would be awesome. You've gotten burned on eBay twice. Oh, do you mean like bought something that you thought was good and then it wasn't? That's sad. I'm always so anxious about buying on eBay, and I regret with the Weatherman diaries, I only bought, well, I bid on a bunch of them, but I only got 3 of them, obviously. And I didn't want to keep bidding and spending more money because I was like, you know, what if they're not any good? But they ended up being really good, and I wish that I had gotten more, and I would have paid for more if I had known. But has there ever been a diary that felt too personal to read? Not a diary, but I did get, serious, you're gonna like this one, some letters that are from World War II. And they're between a husband and wife, and they had just gotten married. So there are a couple of letters from there that I think are too personal that I stopped reading, to be honest. But yeah, okay. Craziest thing we've read so far. Oh, I don't know. That's such a I'm not good on the spot. What's the craziest thing we've read so far, Diary Detectives? I think maybe the craziest thing we've encountered is you guys are funny in the chat. The craziest thing we've encountered, I think, is when in the Weatherman diaries, the entries just stopped for months. Like, he just stopped writing, and then we ended up finding out, like, when he came back and was writing, it was his wife writing for him. We found out that he had a stroke, and that's why he stopped writing and he couldn't write anymore. So I think just, like, piecing together those things was, like, really cool. I'm gonna keep going. Oh, hold on. I skipped. Went to the steamer landing with Allie, and she was left, and then took a hack? What does that say? What does fair mean? Yeah, I think it means like sunny, like not too, oh, a Hackney cab? What's that? Hack is a wagon. Cool. She hasn't used that word yet. Went to Cedar River Park to camp meeting and rode around 6 miles. I'm adding to my list. I want to figure out what the heck camp meeting is about. It reminds me of the Campfire Girls from the last diary. Yes, it is. So yeah, it is tragic. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Tragic and beautiful that she wrote for him. Yeah, and it actually, that diary was tough to read. That set of diaries, because he goes through that. She starts writing for him. He's still alive, and she's hoping that he's going to be able to write in his diary again. But then he ends up passing away the next year, and we like get to see all of it unfold, and it's just like kind of surreal to read it. How do I zoom in like that? This is very low tech. This is just, I'm on TikTok Studio for streaming, and then this is literally a Google Doc, and this is Google Drive. And it's just pictures of the, does she have a marriage announcement? Are you talking about this person who's writing here? Yes, they do, and I have them. Okay, hold on. I know you've asked that question a few times, Rianne. I promise I'll answer you. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, my setup. This is just like literally, I took pictures of the diary and it's on Google Drive, and I'm just zooming in and out. So when did she pass away? She passed away. I think I need to mute my Discord because it's distracting me. Okay. Where is she? I muted it so you guys can keep sending stuff. Don't feel like you can't send stuff. The sound was getting just... No, don't be sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I just mean the beep. Okay. Where is she? I did not mean it like that, guys. I love when you send messages. Okay, so she passed away in 1952. To answer your question, I'm sorry. I know you've asked that a few times, and I keep seeing it and meaning to answer you, and then I forget. Send noodles. You live there? That's cool. No, don't be sorry. Keep talking, because now I'll just see it and I won't hear it. And if you send something that you want me to open, just let me know. Okay. We're almost done. And then we can dig into some things. Yeah, you guys, I'm going to have a lot to say to you after. It's August Monday. Monday, August 26th. It's diary day, yeah. I'm not on Twitch yet. I think you can still hear what? The beeps? You can't. Can you? Because I can't. Oh. That's weird. I wonder why. Well, I don't know how to turn that off for you guys. That is bizarre. I can't hear him, so it's not bothering me. Yeah, I really don't know how to make it not do that, so I'm just gonna have to leave it. Okay, so I don't know what I was saying before that, but whatever. Cloudy. Well, I know how I can do it actually. If I go to Discord, I can probably silence it. I don't know if that would help. Can you hear him now? It is Discord. No, I was talking about Twitch. I don't use Twitch yet, but I want to start dual streaming or something, because I feel like TikTok is just like a matter of time before it goes away. So I'd like to start doing something on something else, maybe YouTube, or I don't know if Twitch is like the best format, because I don't know how many of my followers also use Twitch. I don't know if YouTube would be better, but I just have to like think about that a lot, and maybe hear from you guys if you are all on Twitch already. That would be easy, but okay, can you still hear it? YouTube? Okay. Definitely follow me on YouTube, because I don't know, you know, every once in a while it comes up where TikTok might be banished. So if you follow me on YouTube, that's like gonna be, if that happens, I'll be on YouTube, and I'll, you know, maybe expand to other things, but you can hear it on your computer. Yeah, of course. But okay. You guys are funny though. I wish I could respond to you right now, but I can't. Okay, warm. Went down. Town. Went over to B, C, R, and N. Depot. C alley off. Rode 2 miles. Went downtown and up to Mary's. made some fancy work. Wonder what kind of fancy work. I know, stay focused. Almost done. I know, I've been on here for a while today. Fancy work. The way you figured out the Carnes photo is incredibly intelligent. Thank you! That took so long, so I'm glad you appreciate it. I know the video is like a minute long, but man, that was a journey. And you know, it's always hard because sometimes I'll do stuff like that and it results in nothing. Like sometimes it doesn't work, but that one was very satisfying. Fancy work is cross stitch. That's cute. I do embroidery. I never called it fancy work, but now I will. Cloudy, sun shone a while, helped wash, went down town and up to Mary's. Very warm in the afternoon. And had a thunderstorm. Just like that, and had a thunderstorm in the night. It rained 1 inch. And 23. Point 23. Honestly, even though that sounds crazy, she probably literally knows that because her dad, I think, was a weather recorder also. So he probably measured the rain. I'm glad you like the sound of the typing. Yeah, it might be 1.23 inches. Received a postal card from Kate. And I'm going to look up later to see if her dad recorded the rain. The amount of rain, because he did that. And so did Ralph. Later on, her future husband does this, where he's the weather recorder of Waterloo, and he'll, like, whenever there's a rainstorm, it will say how much it rained, according to him. So I'm going to see if it's in the newspaper after. I'll do that right after we end. And then, is graphology handwriting analysis? Because that's pretty cool. Oh, thanks, Annie. Measuring rain is common for farmers and ex-pilots. Oh. Well, they definitely, her dad does it, and her future husband. Wednesday, they're also like civil engineers. Wednesday, August. I'm interested in handwriting analysis, definitely. I don't know how to do it, but I think it's very cool. Cloudy, misted a little, ironed, went out to Grandpa's. 12 miles. Went down after the mail. All these diary connections, any weather connections and anxes. She doesn't really talk about the weather as much. She's got a lot of boys to talk about instead. But she talks about, I'm trying to think when she talks about the weather. I feel like she mentions it a few times, like when there's a big storm she'll mention it, but not every day. This is from the US, Iowa. Happy diary birthday. Yeah, this one's Waterloo, Iowa, in the US. Fair and warm, went down to Uncle Daniel's. When did she start calling him Uncle Daniel? Because she used to call him Uncle Dan. Went after the mail. Came home 12 miles. Went down town and over to Mary's. Yeah, things, I mean, if they're sitting around for years and years and not being touched, they can stay in good condition. The 1917 one, I was going to say that was in good condition, but it really wasn't when I first got it. I had it rebound. It's in good condition like the pages are, but the binding had come loose. This diary was donated to us after someone read an article about the other project that we did. They sent these over because they wanted to, thank you, Valentina. They wanted to contribute, and they were hoping that we could do the same as we did with the other ones and find descendants and send them back. So that's the hope. Went downtown, wrote a letter to Kate. Went up to see Emma Steege. Oh, that's funny. I wrote 1917 because I was talking about the 1917 one. Sorry. Yep. Did I do that with this one too? No. Sometimes I'll just type what I'm thinking. I am 26. Went up to see Emma Steege. And then we went riding about 8 miles. Went up to Mary's and then over the river to hear the band play. Oh, happy diary birthday. 29th is your birthday. Steeges still own a meat market. Cool. Yeah, she's mentioned that name a couple of times, Emma Steege. Fancy work is super cute. Yeah, I gotta look that up. Did you find the print roll it was printed on? I don't know what that means. I know that the diary was sort of, do you mean like how it was mass produced? I say mass produced, I don't know back then if things were like as mass produced as they are now, but this diary itself, we've seen other ones that are the same print, if that's what you mean. None of us know what it means. I know. I'm curious. You never know. Okay, Saturday, August 31st. So this is the last of the month, and then we'll look up a couple things maybe and then log off. Fair and warm. Went downtown and up to Mary's. Took a nap and read. And helped with the work a little. I think her bestie is Mary. She talks about Mary almost every single day, but I don't know which Mary it is. Someone had said that there was a Mary next to her on the census, so it could be maybe she's going like next door to Mary's house. So that would make sense too, because she wouldn't be going too far. She could go there every day. Because if she's going far, like when I read up to Mary's, I think like she's traveling, but that would be a lot to do that every day. So it makes sense if she's just going like up the street. I don't know. Well, I don't know what, I think she means like housework. And the WEA is a place to write the weather for the day, but she doesn't use it. Like people would write it here. And then the THER is for the temperature. Other people who have filled out this diary, they will write in here, like just to track what the weather was like and the temperature, but she tends to write it out. So yeah. Next week, we're going to read through September. Congress made Labor Day a national holiday in June 1894. Can't wait to see what September 2nd, 1895. Well, we can pop there right now. Doesn't really write about it. Yeah. It's wild that she started dealing with the death of her cousins, doesn't even mention. I know. A lot of older diaries, they just tend to not get into that stuff, which is sad. But it is interesting that they're talking more about day to day and just kind of like logging it rather than telling us how they feel about it. And I'm interested, I know we did, like in the Diary Detectives group, we do our Zoom meetings, not Zoom, but like whatever, Google Meet meetings. And we did read through the entries, just that one entry where they got married. Because once we figured out it was in 1903 and we had those diaries, we're like, we can't not read it, right? And I mean, I don't really remember any details, it being like emotional at all. It was just like, this is what happened, and you know, the black dot is this picture. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, that was a memorable discovery. And then the four-leaf clover, too. I gotta make a video about that. Doesn't feel like this is that kind of diary. Yeah, it's like a, it's definitely a a diary where she just logged her life. And a lot of older diaries, that's just what they did. Because if you think about it, now we have so many other ways to log our life. You know, we have social media, we can easily take pictures, we can easily put things on our phone. Like, back then, a lot of people just had diaries to look back on their life later on. It was like how they kept track of things. Yeah, definitely. Serious, you must have some intense hobbies and interests. Ian is really into like World War II also. And like the codes and everything. Where did you get old diaries? These diaries came from, they were donated to us because we did another set of diaries, and then someone read an article about that and donated these to us to do. But the ones that we did before this, I got on eBay. The first one that I ever did, I got at an estate sale, but honestly, that was like just luck. You look like Bella Swan. I get that sometimes. That was just luck. I don't usually find them at estate sales, but yeah, all over the place I get them. But I don't actually have that many. I've actually stopped looking because I want to just, oh, I'm sorry. You didn't get the reminder. I try so hard. Did you register? Because I unfortunately can't, like, send out a thing on TikTok to say I'm live. Oh, last week I mentioned maybe making a remind. I'll put that on my list. I forgot about it. But, you know, like the text thing where, like, people will do it for their work and stuff. Like, if you can send out a reminder and people can register and it will go to their phone. I can set one of those up if it will help. Remind Me, it's called. Okay, I'll look it up. I think I had that. I had Remind, I think it was called, for work. It was annoying. But if you guys want that, I'll make one. She talked about her actual feelings about anything. Not really that much. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Mongo. Maybe he registered for... Oh, hold on. There's a beaver in the way. Thank you. Maybe... Oh, yeah. You could have registered for last week's when I was sick. I was sick last week and I didn't come on. So maybe that messed it up. But I made one for next week that you can register for. And you can also... On my TikTok page, you can click on the little bell. And that sometimes... will like tell you that I'm live. I don't know. TikTok is weird, and sometimes it sends people notifications, and sometimes people sign up for everything possible and it still doesn't tell them. So I don't know. What do you search on eBay to see them? I don't know. I search like particular things. Like I'm looking specifically for diaries from, I want to see if the Iowa diaries pop up again, the ones that I didn't get to buy the first time. So I'm always looking for like handwritten diary Iowa. I think handwritten diary is a good keyword, but you have to make sure when you're on eBay that, first of all, it's a decent price, because you don't want to get like ripped. Like, I don't know. A lot of people sell them and it's like they want hundreds of dollars for them. And for me, that's not worth it. But also you want to make sure that they're full. Yeah, exactly, Rachel. Look at the contents before buying. And if you can't tell from the pictures if it's full, message the person and ask them, because a lot of times, a lot of diaries, especially the ones that are going for cheaper, are empty or they're barely written in. So you want to make sure that they're like mostly written in. Yeah. I have my great-grandfather's diary from 1918. I can't read the writing. Oh, I have a suggestion. If you send it, or I know it's like an entire diary and also it's personal, but if you wanted to, I have a group of Patreon subscribers who are all called the Diary Detectives, and I'm sure they would love to help you transcribe that, and I would too. So if you want us to do it as a project, you can send it to me, you can message me, or you can join the Diary Detectives and we can kind of teach you how to do it on your own too. Yeah, we'd definitely be happy to help. It's fun. If it's too cheap, it's fake. Costly, it's a masterpiece. I think not all the time. Not all the time. All right, bye, Emily. I'll see you tomorrow. Good Lord, if anyone's ever read my diaries, I'd be mortified. I know. Luckily, the older diaries that I'm reading, there's not really anything that we've seen that's mortifying. I don't know what I I'm sure someday it will happen. I'll get to an entry and I'll be like, oh, I feel like I shouldn't be reading this, but it hasn't happened yet. The coolest thing you ever saw at an antique shop was a really cool old wedding dress. I love that. Hoping my diaries 100 years from now will fetch a pretty penny. They're full. Nice. Yeah. I think the best thing to do with your diaries is keep them in the family, and then someday your great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter will find them and read them. And I think that's even better, but most interesting diary you bought on eBay was $14. You just never know. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I think there are like fake ones out there, like people will fake them, but I think most of the time you can tell. I mean, every diary that I've gotten, right away I was able to link, or not right away, but after learning who wrote it, I was able to link every event, every, you know, we can look these things up in the newspaper and they match, so I would say they're real. Do you have a way of figuring out whose diary this or is or belonged to? Well, luckily, this diary has the name written in it, Georgia V. Newton, Waterloo, Iowa, so that was a huge start. And Ralph Slippy, her future husband, his name is written in the other ones. But the Weatherman diaries that we just finished, they did not have any names. So it was just like a process of clues. And it was really fun. It was cool to do it like that. But sometimes you don't end up like finding the person. But we ended up finding it. I think we started by getting, like, we figured out which names were repeating a lot. And that gave us a huge clue. And then once we figured out the town, luckily the town was so small that there were only, like, we could find the people quickly that way. So we figured it out, but sometimes it's like, because their names weren't written anywhere in it. Full names, at least. I don't know what that comment is referring to. Thanks for the follows, guys. Yeah, I know. Exactly. Who would have the time to, like, piece together someone else's life? Like, how would... I don't know how someone would be able to, back then, look up someone from 1895 and find out all of this information about them and match up perfect, I don't know, dates and names, but anyways, I think this one's real. And next week we'll read through, oh my god, no. Is that what, I didn't realize that's what I was being accused of. I thought someone else was being accused of faking it, but no, I am not smart enough to do this. And also, why? Like, someone, I remember with the 1917 diary, I put up a video of this cute sticker that she had in it, and I guess it's like, obviously back then they don't have sticker sheets, but it's like a glued piece, like a little heart, and she has it in more than one place in the diary, so I mentioned that, and I got like blasted with comments about how there weren't stickers in 1917, this entire diary is a lie and you made it up. Like, exactly, bravo if I could do that. But yeah, gummed paper, exactly. And it took me like less than 10 minutes to look that up and find it, and like I made a video about it because I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, you people need to use Google. Like, yes, I used the word sticker, but I mean in 1917 version of a sticker. Anyone in 1917 could like glue a piece of paper down to their diary. I don't understand why people were so up in arms about it, but I mean, I'd be impressed if I could write that whole diary and make it all match up. But anyways, how are you organizing everything? I've researched my family for years and can't figure out what I like. That's when I knew you were my people. LOL, they were so mad. Yeah, I know. It was so frustrating. I use Ancestry for family tree stuff. And then what I'm using here is literally Google Slides. Because I use Google Slides for work all the time. So I don't know. I just, I'm comfortable with it. I also like how you can move things around. Like, if you find more information, you can paste it into the page. And that's just what I tend to use. And I link, like here, I've linked the actual article so I can go back to it. But it's basically like a digital scrapbook. That's what I do. And then it's easy too, like with my Patreon subscribers, we collaborate a lot. And yeah, you're all paid actors reacting to it. We collaborate a lot, so Google Drive is an easy way to do that. So that's just worked for me. But if you're doing it on your own, I've used PowerPoint like before I did this. I know, where's your check? We're all gonna get an Oscar. Have you ever looked up the person it belonged to and seen? Yes, they were important in history. Yes, actually the 1917 diary, that's exactly what happened. So I just picked that diary up at an estate sale. I don't even know, I paid like probably less than $1 for it when you factor in all the other things. I picked up like a bunch of stuff at that estate sale, and I just like, I think it was $5 or something. So that one was like a score. And I think it also would have probably gotten thrown away if I hadn't grabbed it, so I'm glad that I had it. And she ended up being the daughter of a well-known architect in Brooklyn, New York, and she was like a Brooklyn socialite back then. So she's like living the life. And her house, her summer home that belonged to her grandmother, but it was like passed down throughout the family, a big, big mansion, is now a museum. So I've connected with that museum, and I've done a presentation for them there, and like spent time with the curator and everything. So like that, her family ended up being like pretty well known. But then also her sister married Buckminster Fuller. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, she's my doppelganger. She looks a lot like me, or I look like her, I guess. Her sister married a man named Buckminster Fuller, who is, sorry, I read, how did Anglesey pass? Oh, he passed away. Can't remember how she died, but she died in 1980. Anyways, Buckminster Fuller is a famous architect and, like, forward thinker. And he's really cool. He's, like, an inventor. He's really interesting to look into. I'm gonna start online. No, well, I don't get paid for doing like the transcriptions, but I get, because I have Patreon subscribers, I make a little money off that, so it's nice. It funds this. But no, it's not like my job or anything. Yeah, last week I was sick, so. You didn't actually miss me, I just wasn't there. I don't know if you mean like I missed you, like I missed you too, but, or if you like thought you didn't catch the live, I just wasn't there, yeah. It would be a great job. I would love it. Okay, no, you didn't. I wasn't there. I was not feeling good, but I'm here now. The plague is going around school. All right. Yeah, I didn't realize, like Cindy said, it's wild how much you look like her. I didn't even like realize that until I started to make videos where I don't know how much I actually look like her, or if it's just because I show my face and then I show her face and then I show my face. But there's definitely a resemblance. Yeah, you can see the picture. Let me... I have another Google Slides of Anglesey's family. Here she is. I don't know. A lot of people, I used to get a lot of comments on my videos that said, you look just like her. But, I don't know, I'll do her thing, her other side. I don't know. It's also, the camera is usually flipped on my phone, I think, so that could be part of it. Do you see it? Yeah. But I'm not related to her. I've always been amused by history and think you can read someone's diary and find out, and to think you can read someone's diary and find out who they are. Yeah. It is cool. Yeah, I was thinking, so this picture, it's a larger picture. I think I have it at the very end of here. This is, did you see how many slides I have? Like, it's crazy. Here it is. This is the picture that it came from. And I wanted to remake this picture. I think it would be so cool. And like make a video about it, but. Yeah, that's Anglesey. She wrote the diary. She was pretty cool. She had a lot of men trying to marry her. She just kind of like played around with them. Aren't pencils usually made from graphite? Yes, now. No shape in the eyes? No, we haven't found any pictures of Georgia. I want to though. No, that's not the only photo of her. I've got a lot actually. So, this, I think this was the first, no, this was the second picture I found of her. The first one I found of her, you can see I have like a million things on here, but first one I found of her was this. This is from a passport application. So that's her a little bit later on in life from the diary. The gig's up, Addie's a time traveler. Yeah, that would be cool. Imagine if, like, in another life, you know. This one is closer to the age that she was in the diary. That is the closest I found. So this was from 1916, and the diary was written in 1917. I know, you just totally outed me. So that's her closest to when she wrote the diary. I just love, like, the smug look on her face. I think it's great. Confidence, huh? This is her later on. This is her daughter here. So I have lots of pictures of her now because I met her granddaughter, and she gave me lots of pictures. Yeah, it's so sweet. I know, it looks like an old sitcom poster. That's true. This is cool too. Little Compton, Rhode Island. That's like not far from where I am either. She was about 80 years old because she was born in 1899 and died in 1980. So cool, huh? Living from 1899 to 1980. How did I find the diary? The one I'm talking about now, I found at an estate sale, but the ones that we're reading right now were donated to us. Someone who had them had collected them and didn't end up doing anything with them and gave them to us. So this is her whole family. There's lots of like siblings in this picture, and I don't remember how exactly she passed away. I can look. Oh, that's like people in the wedding photo. This is her sister's wedding photo, and all these numbers and stuff was us trying to figure out who was who in the picture. I think this is Anglesey, but the picture is really grainy, so it's hard to see. But at one point I had that picture and I knew she was in it, but I didn't know which one. No, we don't have a picture of Georgiana. I'm talking about Anglesey right now. Yeah, you should get into it because it's like a rabbit hole like you wouldn't believe. It's just, this has taken over my life. It's so fun. I can look at, hold on, someone asked how she passed away. Do I have here? Yeah, it doesn't say how she died. I don't know. But I visited her grave. It's actually not too far from me either. So, you just did your ancestry DNA thing and fell into that rabbit hole? Yes. Yeah, that's true. If you're here all the time and you want to dive in deeper, we have a Discord, Patreon subscriber Discord. Yeah, old age, maybe. Are you talking about, Emily, I didn't see your first. Oh, so Cindy said such an unusual name. Yeah, it's I think her family said she was named after a Welsh, like a convent. I always want to say monastery, but it's for nuns. So convent? In English, I don't know. But there's also in New York, Long Island, where she lived, there's a lot of places that are named like similar. So her last name is Hewlett. There's a town Hewlett. There's a lot of places named after her family just because they were early settlers there. Okay. So, yeah, and Anks was a nickname of hers. That's why sometimes I call her Anks. So I think I might log off for the night because Ian's got some good chicken for me. But if anyone has any other questions, I love talking about Anglesey for sure. The next live is going to be next Wednesday, but after that I think I'm going to switch to Thursdays, I think, because I have a class starting on Wednesdays, which is gonna suck. But the cooking stream, I don't know, because I did a stream when I made kolaches and it failed miserably. The kolaches were good, or kolachkis, I never can say it right. They were good, but the live stream like didn't stay because I was in my kitchen and the Wi-Fi is terrible. So I don't think that's happening anytime soon until we get a Wi-Fi booster or something. But thanks everyone, this was a good one. This was fun. If you want to see next week, definitely register. I also have that free Discord. I always send out reminders before I go live there. And then I think I'm going to set up a remind or whatever that thing is, like one of those text things that throw out the texts when I'm going live. I might set up one of those. And if I do that, I'll post how to join into it on my TikTok story and in the Discord. So yeah, have a good week too. It's good to meet all of you guys, new people. And I hope you come back next time. I don't know. I'll check, Nikki. Honestly, I think it's like 451 at the last count, new people. So that's awesome. That's crazy. That's like how it used to be. And then I feel like TikTok stopped showing it to people and now it's doing that again. So of course now I'm going to stay. You're new? Oh, hi Angela. Welcome. Yeah, if you're a diary detective, I'll see you tomorrow on the video chat. All right. Bye, everybody. Oh, good. Nice, Ellen. And now you get to join us for this story, so see you next time. Bye-bye. Thanks, Bill.